Today we will go over some of the basics of Microsoft Word, including creating and saving documents, and also how to insert a picture into a document. So once you're inside the Slow connection, you would go ahead and open up Microsoft Word, and it automatically opens to a blank document that you can start working with. If you are creating your own document, you could start typing and then arrange things as you want. All of the common formatting tools are located in the home ribbon up here on top. So it makes things like changing the font, size of the font, making something underlined or bold very easy to do. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how using the ribbon works with a sample article that I've typed up. I'm going to open it. So here's a sample article that I pulled off the internet, and I want to go ahead and make the heading bold, bigger, and centered. So I'm going to show you how to do that using the ribbon on top. So first I would highlight my title or my heading. Then I'm going to click bold. I'm also going to come over here to the size and make it bigger. That's a little too big, so I'm going to go, that looks about right. And it's nice to be able to have a preview of what the size is going to look like. And then I also want to make it centered, so I'm going to come over here to the paragraph box, and I'm going to click on center. And I like how that heading looks. I want there to be no space in between those two paragraphs. So I'm going to come up to these styles that are included, and I'm going to mouse over them to see what each one looks like until I find one I like. And since I want no spacing, I'm going to go ahead and choose the one that says no spacing. Now I also don't want Steve Jobs or Apple to be underlined in a different color. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this section. And I'm going to come over to word color or font color, and I'm going to choose automatic, so it'll change it to black. And then I'm going to hit underline and hit underline again, and that takes out all of the underlining. Now I want to insert a picture. So I'm going to come to insert, and I'm going to pick some clip art that I want to put in. And I'm going to search for Apple. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this picture. This picture is perfect. So I'm going to click on this arrow and hit insert. And here's my picture. Now that's not where I want it, and that's not the size that I want it. So I want it to be smaller. I'm going to put that there. And then I'm going to drag my picture down over here. It needs to be a little bit smaller still. It's not fitting. I'm going to put it right there in the center. Now I also want to insert a picture that I have on file. So I would come back up here to the Insert tab, and I'm going to hit Picture. I'm going to go ahead and choose this picture, penguins. I'm going to go ahead and make it smaller. And that's not where I want it. I want it at the end, so I'm going to move it down here. I also want it centered, so I'm going to hit the Home button and then hit Center, and that centers the picture. And then I'm going to come back over here to the Format tab that opened up when I put the picture in. I want to see how I can make this picture a little bit different. So you can browse through the different options they have and see which one you like the best. I like this one, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with that. And there we go. I've inserted a picture and I've inserted clip art. And now I want to save this document. So I'm going to come into Save As, Word Document, and I'm going to name it Sample Article 2. And I want to save it on my computer. I'm going to go ahead and save this to my M drive. So I click on M drive. I'm going to pick this folder to save it in and hit Save. However, let's say you need to open up a form that is commonly used and input your own information on this form. So you would go to Open, And then you're going to pick wherever this form is at. I'm going to pick a form that's on the Y drive. So I hit Computer, scroll down, find my Y drive, click on that, and then I'm going to click on Forms. And I'm going to use a fax cover as an example. So you have this form opened up, and you're going to go ahead and put in your information. And once you're finished putting in your information, and maybe you've printed it out, but you also want to save a copy for yourself, you would go ahead and click on the Office button, and then click Save As, and choose where you want to save it. I am going to again save it to my M drive, save it under Training, and I'm going to keep the name the same. And I'm going to go ahead and click Save. So now we've gone over creating your own Word document, formatting it a little bit, inserting a picture, and also how to save different kinds of documents. So now we're going to go over using Word to create labels. So once you have Word open, you would do this by coming over to Mailings and then choosing Labels. And to choose the label template that you have, you would go into Options. Now I'm using Avery file folder labels. So I would come over to Label Vendors, click on it, and I'm going to choose Avery, or the product number that's on the box is 5366. So I'm going to go ahead and look for that number, scroll down until I find it. And there is 5366. And it shows me my label, shows me my label information over here so that I know I have the right label. It says the type is filing labels, height, width, paper size. That's all right. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And I want a whole document of labels because I'm going to be making a bunch of folders. So I'm going to hit New Document. And then you can fill it out with whatever label you want to put on it. So I'm just going to put, and that's how to make labels. So we've gone over some of the basics, creating new documents, inputting information into already created forms, and how to make labels. But if you have any additional questions, we can set up additional training with you. So please send us an email at ithelpdesk@pshhc.org. Thanks for watching.